Hello everybody, and of course welcome to the ESPL Weekly Series number 8. We're all the way into the finals this time around between the Mongolz and Cede.Nullis. With you for the ride, I have been your captain, your commander, your what have you, briefcase, and along with me, my sergeant-at-arms, my first mate, Mito.
Yep, so now we're into game 2 of the finals of Weekly Series number 8, Mongolz up against Cede.Nullis. And that was some amazing game 1. Not because the game was very balanced, but because of just some amazing individual performances overall. And hopefully this time we'll see the Mongols bounce back and show us some of their plays. Because by no means is this team like inferior. Like Mongols, they're solid, they're strong. Seeing the magnificent performance in the past, we've seen how they use that Wraith King and just destroy WWD. And they've done so well against the Panthers as well. So they're a very versatile team. And I believe, even though they lost the first game, game 2 will be a game where they show us like what their team is all about.
What they're capable of, and maybe exactly make TCN play the game that they want to play rather than the other way around. And it really did seem like TCN was commanding just how that game would be played out. But I mean, we got to give a shout out to Freezer. We did it throughout the entire last game, just amazed by his play. But you have to give him that shout out for just how strong of a support player he is. And it's not only that he's really good at Bane, he's shown himself to be incredibly competent at every single support hero that's been thrown at him, and especially ones that maybe don't see that much play sometimes. Things like Disruptor. I think we've seen him play, I don't know if it was him, he's definitely played Disruptor, but I don't know if it was him who played.
Yes, it was him.
Was he always Disruptor, or did he at one point also play AA, or was that just his compadre?
If I remember correctly, he was the one playing the Disruptor. But that, yeah, man, what is wrong with him?
Well, I mean, we might see a repeat
flies in.
coming out of TCN from before. A little AA Disruptor action. It has worked out magnificently for them in the past, and would not be surprised if that's how they want to run it. Probably going to base it all on exactly who the Mongols pick up, but they've let Ember Spirit through. Disruptor, obviously, a terrific pick against that hero. They've let quite a bit through as well, actually, banning out Batrider and Visage of all things. So maybe trying to get rid of some good initiation, but a lot of mobile heroes still available, and of course Disruptor deals with those heroes very, very nicely.
Oh man, like, I'm still lost in last game. But Mongols, they make amazing plays as well, so now they're really thinking, they're taking their time this time around. What do they really want? It's funny though, because Visage is actually a great counter towards Bane Elemental. Not only can you use the Familiars to remove the Nightmare, you can sit the Familiars on top of the Fiend's Grip, pretty much. So, even though that didn't work, right, perhaps an alternative would have been Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is also another great hero up against Bane Elemental, because the moment you Fiend's Grip, you just disrupt. And that's the end of the ultimate. Or even Disruptor. Using Glimpse, that would have ended it easily as well. So, wow, Mongols are really taking their time, hey. Just sitting down and thinking what they want.
And maybe not only that, thinking about maybe who Cede.Nullis wants specifically. We've talked about how they've picked up Disruptor in the past, especially to go with an AA. I think we've seen them do that twice last week, and it really pay off for them. And maybe the Mongols trying to figure out exactly who Cede.Nullis is going to pick up, whether or not they can pick up a Disruptor for themselves, something along those lines, or just exactly what Cede.Nullis' game is, because with AA on the field, it really doesn't tell that much. He is just such a strong hero right now. But now a Naga Siren, of all things, being picked up by the Mongols, and if it's a first pick Naga, it still doesn't give anything away. Could be a support, could be a carry. So are they going to take this late, or just use her as a support? Kind of still hard to tell.
You always try to be ambiguous with your early pickups. You don't want to give away your strategy and tactics. Well, at least we know this is going to be an offlane Centaur Warrunner. They seem to be stressing a lot on this hero. It's fairly decent, but we've seen him get shut down 100% last game. That Centaur essentially was a non-factor throughout the entire game. except for that mid engagement where they managed to get some return kills. But essentially, Centaur, I just don't think it's worthy of a second pick material. If you tell me like Clockwork, Doxia, these are all heroes, traditional heroes that have so much more presence in the offlane and can just be a absolute nuisance. And then you fall back to seeing heroes like Wind Ranger. If you're having a hard time in the offlane, then you can always go do Ancients, or even heroes like Beastmaster, which does essentially the same thing. And then you can have heroes like Venomancer, which is just a pest to even get near because he's gonna put out the Plague Wards and he'll always see incoming ganks. But Centaur, he doesn't have a great base regen. He doesn't have any additional survivability. What you're relying on is just the innate tankiness of the hero, starting out with 3 armor and like 600 plus HP. So not my personal favorite. And Cede.Nullis, they go for the Clockwork once again, and this time around I'm hoping Mongolz have a better plan. Heroes that can get out of the cogs, heroes that won't eat the long range initiations. And looking at Cede.Nullis, I would ban out those long range initiation heroes, ban out the Lifestealer, ban out Storm Spirit, because you're already looking at like Clockwork, and Clockwork is, when you look at Clockwork in AA, another hero that comes to mind will always be that Storm Spirit.
Obviously as well, but I mean, I'm mostly worried if Mongolz decides to take this into a very team fight oriented lineup. Obviously AA is always there to throw down the ult in response, and Clockwork can be pretty pretty disconcerting when you're up against or just as far as sowing dissent in the ranks, making people confused about what's going on. But if the Mongols have a Naga Siren ult available, Centaur Warrunner has a pretty big radius stun overall, and I mean, you still have Darkseer in the pool. You could look for some gigantic combos coming out. I just don't know if it'll be fast enough to stop a Cogs out of Clockwork or anything like that. Cede.Nullis now actually banning out the Bane themselves as well as the Shadow Priest. So it looks like they're banning out some of their own heroes, some of the ones they're most comfortable with and that they're strongest with. But I don't know. I'm just not too sure what's up with Cede.Nullis, what exactly they're planning. And the Mongols, of course. I think I have to say I agree with you. Centaur Warrunner, he's been very strong this tournament, doing a lot of work. Still don't know if he's ever going to actually get banned out, and you can probably reserve him for 4th or 5th pick, pretty much guaranteed every time.
Well, like, what's the justification behind picking this hero? You want it for the initiation, but that comes after a Blink Dagger. The Stampede offers you the ability to chase, the ability to run away. So I can understand what this hero brings to the table, but like we discussed, it just doesn't feel like the right hero pick. And indeed, Mongols, they ban out the Storm Spirit. They don't want Cede.Nullis to get their hands on that hero. Then that's just too much long range initiation power. But there's still potentially heroes like Lifestealer that will be picked up. It is fairly shocking though that Lycan was completely left out of the first pick phase, but it seems like that's been the case for a lot of big tournaments as well. Oh, okay, so we're looking at the Naga Siren Sleep into Jakiro Ice Path Macro Pyre combo, and Centaur just gonna land everything on top.
Oh yeah, and now if I was Cede.Nullis, at this point, do you pick up a Darkseer yourself to make sure that they don't get it? Because as soon as it looks like Darkseer's on their lineup, I would be very, very terrified. And not only that, the Mongols lineup is very, very tanky overall. Jakiro, some of the best strength gain for any support or int hero in the business. Centaur Warrunner with the highest strength gain, I think, overall. Or is it Trent who has it? It's Centaur, right?
I wouldn't be too afraid. Actually, I'm not too sure right now, but like, traditionally it's been Treant, but because Centaur, the old Centaur, his ultimate gave him strength, so it always became Centaur, who's the tanky hero. But the Mongols, I don't like Doxia at all. Yeah, Lifestealer is not, it's not bad. Now they're gonna pair up with a Puck. I can almost just see that Puck being picked. The Mongols. Puck would fit in perfectly as well. So once again, it's gonna be a support Naga Siren.
Oh, boom. Cede.Nullis responding to the AoE with their own, and of course Magnus RP with AA ult. very terrifying to go up against. Pretty much if Magnus gets a 2 or 3 man RP, I feel like that's almost always going to go the way of Cede.Nullis. With Shadow Shaman available to take out the outliers, the people who didn't get caught in it, along with the fact that Ether Shock does quite a bit of damage actually. Combo that, and if AA lands that ult, it's going to be very difficult to deal with. And now they take out Ember Spirit, and goddamn rightly so.
Cede.Nullis Spectre.
Yeah, and then Cede.Nullis wisely bans out the puck themselves. I think overall, very, very good pickups, or at the very least, very good bans coming out of both teams with that last ban. And really, if Cede.Nullis, I think, had the option of getting Ember Spirit, that would have been a very difficult lineup to deal with.
I actually don't think it's that bad if Cede.Nullis gets Ember. Sure, Ember is fucking strong, but he's... Actually, you're right. It's too strong if coupled with Cede.Nullis' lineup. But nonetheless, Mongolz, they need one more hero. They wanted the puck. You can tell. That's why they're going into overtime.
Oh yeah, but they've got precious little seconds of overtime, and this is not a stalling tactic. I'm sure they're just not too sure what to get. They go for the OD. Overall, I think a not bad pickup, but I'm not too sure if it's going to pan out. Can be fairly squishy early in the game, but I don't know.
They might even... Cede.Nullis might run dual lanes at mid just to shut down the OD for a while. Cede.Nullis, come on, Spectre. You know you want the Spectre.
Do you want the Spectre? Do you want him to push this game super duper late, my friend?
Absolutely. I want to see Spectre. Love to see a Spectre.
Reserve time.
Well, we'll see. Cede.Nullis really
Spectre.
biding their time. They don't look like they know exactly what they're supposed to be doing right now. And the Faceless, and you know what? That's a perfect carry as well. Let's be honest. If Magnus gets a good RP, Faceless into that with a Chrono, that's a guaranteed AA ult. Shadow Shaman can do whatever he wants.
True, but I think Spectre would have been nicer. I thought about Faceless Void as a matter of fact, but I still prefer Spectre. But oh well, Faceless Void, I'm still happy to see a big carry. And does he have the Battlefield? No. He has this like mace kind of thing. Let's see what it is. It's called the Viridis Crusher. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I still like the Battlefield.
I'm digging his weird head wrap horn things. I'm all about it. But let's get into who's playing who, obviously.
Yeah, he's supposed to be faceless, right?
Yeah, he is faceless. He's got horns, though. Now, sort of. Face wrap things. Either way, Zizou playing this Ancient Apparition. Arise as the Magnus. W33 going to be playing the Clockwork. Freezer as the Shadow Shaman. Going to be looking for some magnificent plays out of him. And Leon the carry once again. Going to be this Faceless Void. Over on the Mongolz, Masquerade, always the Centaur War Runner. Storm as the Nagasiren. Sonke as the mid OD every single time. Player as the Lifestealer. And Huntsman MGL, going to be the Jakiro.
To be quite frank, I actually think the Mongols have a good shot at this game. Sure, there are two ultimates that go through BKB with the Magnetar and the Void. If Mongols just have some heroes in the back, you can just easily bail out. Sure, you RP everyone, you Chrono half my team, Nagasiren Song, boom, you are out for free. And then you've got Jakiro with the Macropie, Ice Path combo, and then you can always Astro your own teammates if the Void gets a BKB. I just think there are many options for Mongols.
Oh, I agree.
They are looking just as strong.
I agree. Pretty much entirely. Mongols doing, or at the very least, if they simply don't group up in a team fight and they spread out somewhat nicely for themselves, they have so many get out of jail free cards for them and their teammates that it just might be too difficult for TCN to actually find kills in a fight. Like you said, Nagasiren, all she needs to do is pop the song. If she doesn't get caught in the Chrono or RP, she's gonna be fine. If Jakiro doesn't get caught in the Chrono or RP, Ice Path along with Macropire and Liquid Fire, even Dual Breath, it's going to be enough of a deterrent to take down or Faceless Void to really screw things up for him. I think any single time he's not going to get much out of it. And then, or even if you don't get OD in either of those things, he's going to, at the very least, until Faceless Void gets a BKB, take him out of the fight. His Chrono will mean nothing. And at the very most, once he does get a BKB, gonna be able to save one of his teammates who's stuck in the chrono.
So Frieza instantly scouts out the observer ward placed by Storm. And yeah, this is gonna get dewarded for sure. And this is a fairly awkward trialing coming up from the Mongols. You have 2 melee heroes and 1 very short range support. So what's gonna most likely happen is Mongols, they have to go aggressive. They have to go for the kills. Otherwise, they're just gonna be constantly tanking the right clicks from Zizzo as well as Frieza. And now, yeah, we see the sentries coming in and instant deward. Well, maybe not instant, but fast dewarding.
Oh yeah, Freezer
But not
on
before the
point,
camp spawns.
seeing everything, making sure that everything doesn't happen very nicely. Leon now just going into the side shop, checking things out. And yeah, like you were saying, Mongols, it looks like they definitely need to make some plays happen, find
Oh
some
my
kills.
God.
Oh my god, the de-warding. There's just zero vision going for the Mongols here. And they do have a good lineup that might be able to find some kills, obviously. Ice Path with Ensnare, always very strong, but it just feels with Chilling Touch available, not to mention Freezer with Ether Shock, even a Hex or Shackles, and if Faceless Void gets some lucky backtracks, he's probably not going to die that quickly. And then I was going to say TCN going to be able to throw out a huge amount of damage because of Chilling Touch in response, and that just might be too much for the Mongols to handle.
And let's take a look at mid. This should be a matchup that heavily, if not extremely, in favor of OD as the levels start to progress. But once again, don't forget OD did get nerfed. His astral cooldown is slightly longer now. But nonetheless, he should have the upper hand. Yep. Watch them right clicks come in.
Oh yeah, he's definitely
Boom,
doing his
boom.
job, but I mean, Arise still holding his own as best he can. He is doing his job, obviously. He's already got his bottle if he needs it, but still not everything panning out the way he wants in the mid. As far as the bottom though, Mongols though, deciding to just go into the jungle, take whatever they can. Leon doing A-okay, happy to do that and just stick into the lane, do whatever he can as well. And Faceless Void, one of the few heroes that actually has better innate right-click damage than Lifestealer. These two guys just kind of go tit for tat in that respect, but if Leon gets a lucky stun, he actually doesn't have any time lock as of yet. That could open things wide open for TCN in this bot lane.
Oh, you should try playing Trian carry. Your starting damage is ridiculous.
Oh, I know, you just hit it's like 85 or something. You just hit like a truck.
Yeah. But we're not gonna have any engagement down the bottom. It's so hard to try and dive. Faceless Void. Like, look at Zizou and Frieza. Their positioning is just impeccable. As long as they don't get caught out, Leon won't die.
Now
He's just gonna always
W33
safely farm.
up top. He's trying to find Masquerade. Eventually does get him with the Battery Assault and Cogs, but this is not exactly where we want to be. But he actually doesn't have any points in Double Edge. He opted to go for many, many more in return, and it just doesn't look like W33 can quite find the damage to kill him right there. As that's happening, Storm in a heap of trouble. Where's the Ice Path to stop it? Doesn't seem to have mattered. And now it looks like they're going right onto Zizou. Freezer, though, they're doing quite a bit of damage with that Chilling Touch. Chilling Touch is also on Leon. And that First Blood gonna go the way of Huntsman, actually. And now Leon actually just cannot quite find those kills. Needs to hit Huntsman. Finally does get the kill. Freezer doing his job. Nice shackles on player. Bit of an overcommitment for sure. Where's that lucky time lock coming out of Leon? Can't quite find it. Ooh, time walk just barely within range. He needs one of these stuns. No RNGesus for him. So unfortunate, but still getting a 2-for-1 on the bot. Not bad by any means. And as that was happening, it definitely looks like Centaur on the top, falling prey to W33. TCN coming out to a nice little early lead for themselves.
How did Frieza not die? How did that dual breath not land? Oh god.
God, Leon playing so ballsy here. Right in the thick of 3 heroes, doesn't seem to care. He's now gotten more points than a time lock. If he can get any of these lucky bashes, he might be doing very, very nicely down here. However, you do have a Rise. He's bottle crowing up, doing his job in the mid. He isn't winning it, but he is staying in there. He's doing not bad by any means.
Surprised, actually, that Magnetar even got 18, 19 last hits. It's very peculiar. In my opinion, he should have been shut down. He shouldn't be getting anything in this lane. And
Leon,
Magnetar has
not too sure what
positioned
he's
bottom.
doing here. Maybe trying to goad stuff out. Does get a time walk away, but now needs to be so careful. Not too sure what he was doing there. Looks like Arise trying to run in with a haste, and it looks like the rest of TCN gonna be able to clean up. You do trade your carry for, it looks like 2 supports for sure. W33 actually does have hookshot available, but not gonna be really using it or happening, I don't believe. Might be able to find player if he uses it magnificently, but just not gonna pan out. Still though, I think a fair trade overall, and Faceless Void, he is gonna come online no matter what, so it doesn't really matter, and all the more farm that Freezer and Zizu can get, and get those big Ags upgrades out, I think all the better for TCN right now. Now Sonke in a heap of trouble in the mid. W33 baiting it all out, and now they might be able to actually get, no, can't quite find the snail, but that snail does get its item 2, its destined target. Leon now getting close to 6, however. Freezer running in, but of course in pops Huntsman, and now Freezer doesn't know what to do. Nice little hex on him. Not too sure what's going on. Leon in a heap of trouble. Freezer gonna melt. Zisu melting as well. Leon not quite 6 yet. Can't clean up the way he really wants to, and he actually needs to get out of here. Time Walk can't actually make it to the other side of the trees. Is in a very tough decision and place to be in. Still has a magic wand available. Salves up. Is in a heap of trouble. Decides not to use the magic wand, and now everything going the way of Mongolz in the bot lane. Just too much damage coming and getting piled on, and everybody a little bit too resilient for them right now. And I mean, if that had been a level 6 with a chrono, that probably would have gone completely differently, but just not panning out that way.
Well, he is level 5.5, not too far from that goal. But I think, yeah, so far Lifesteal is doing really well in this lane. At mid, however, wow, I'm pretty baffled as to like how much Arise is getting here. It just, it's hard for me to make sense of things.
Oh yeah, and as that's all happening, W33 and Freezer finding the kill up top for their troubles. Arise playing very nicely in the mid, though, we have to say. And now he's got RP available. Once everybody gets 6 on TCN, they can force fights, do whatever they want. Oh, Sonke actually so close to death. If he had just been within RP range, that would have been a nice free kill for Magnus
Rocket's
as well.
flying.
Rocket's flying. Oh, baby, oh, baby. No, not quite. Instead, he decides to stay in there. He got a salve ferried out to him to make sure. And now it looks like Zisu, once again in a heap of trouble, gets his chilling touch down as well as some cold feet on Storm. But Leon just does not have his 6 available yet, and because of that, he simply cannot fight. Now he needs to time walk away from this, goes right into the trees. Not sure if that's the best use of it though. He's gonna get caught out, maybe should have gone over here. Pops his magic wand, and now it looks like Arise is here for the action. Chrono now up, available on Leon. Everybody's centauring away. The Huntsman gonna be the target here, and Sonke getting in there as well. Not too sure why he's rotated this far forward though, and now it looks like Leon, he's trying very hard, will be able to chrono this Sonke. Actually misses it and guarantees that he dies there. Not the best chrono I've ever seen in the world, but when everything's said and done, TCN still cleaning up for his death. Not too bad there, but still, man, that chrono.
But you gotta remember it's a 4 Protect 1, which means Faceless Void needs to get farmed. He has absolutely nothing at this stage. He needs so much more than what he has right now. And we should start looking for stacks, otherwise he's gonna fall behind. And OD, even though the OD died, alright, OD has nothing as well. Lifestealer, barely minimal. So far, it's been a game of trades. They've traded so much to the point where all the core heroes are not getting anything, but the supports on the other hand are doing pretty well. Arise is a mid solo, he almost has his Blink Dagger. Let's see, Freezer has 5 assists. Where's that Blink Dagger?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, he's quite a ways off from that. But yeah, I think the only one who's been having a fairly good game right now is Arise. 4 kills, 0 deaths, 2 assists. He's not doing too bad. And now Leon, once again in a heap of trouble. What's he doing? He seems to be constantly out of position. There's the ensnare. There are Serpent Wards that go down. Yes, indeedy. Leon, he's going to hope for these backtracks. That's all he can really pray for. And that's exactly what has happened. And now it looks like we might have Storm in a heap of trouble himself. Freezer guarantee it right within range, and Magnus always there to get that kill secure. Arise now sitting at 5 kills, 0 deaths. Not looking too bad by any means.
Oh, and some good moves from Frieza and Arise. You see, like, they're dropping the arcane boots. So they have 2 arcane boots, right? When they're gonna pop one, the other person drops the arcane boots, so they maximize the amount of mana they're getting, as well as dropping the arcane boots to use the magic stick. These are just some nice techniques to maximize the amount of regen you're getting.
And that looks like Arise trying to return back to that mid. He's got his Blink Dagger, which means that pretty much everybody is fair game. And if Sonke does not have the fastest of fingers, it's going to be a free kill going their way. Now W33, he might be looking for a hook shot here. That range very, very long. Sonke just barely out of it. They also do not quite see him. Leon having to retreat back here and go all the way home, but just has almost nothing at all. Like you were saying, these carries have just been not getting the farm that they obviously want, but I guess when that comes down to it as well, who has the better team fight then if the carries aren't getting farm? And you have to give it to TCN in that respect.
Yeah, pretty much. They have the better burst. Jakiro, it's such a weird hero now. Like, I'm so not used to it. But 2-2-1 build, not much burst, damage over time. OD can be very strong in a team fight, but needs items. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, so it's only Staff of Wizardry. 11 minutes in, we don't even have a completed Force Staff, and that's pretty
Oh,
bad.
now we have some ports in. Chrono right down to make sure and gets the deny. Player absolutely shattered. The AA ult is in play. Do they have any way to deal with it? The RP, and now the Mongolz absolutely melting. They get the deny. They get 3 kills, and once again, Arise just commanding in this game. Up to 7 kills for him, 0 deaths. He's now looking very, very sharp to get a Force Staff in none too long a time. Well on his way there, and this is the things that how do you really try and take towers as the Mongolz as well? If even Leon has a TP, he's gonna be able to chrono you. He might not be able to get the kill, but he's definitely gonna buy enough time for an RP to get there, for some Serpent Wards, something along those lines. Oh, beautiful bit of combo coming out of everybody on TCN. The A ult to fly, just to guarantee, doesn't even need it, and this is when the power of TCN's ults and their just spells overall is starting to come into play. As that's happening, Ensnare on Leon once again. Do they have a way to actually stun? They got the Jakiro Ice Path. There it is. He's just hoping for backtracks, and yes, indeed, he's getting them.
Oh yeah, so they used up everything. Ensnare into the Ice Path, and that was a very, very smart TP from Leon. And looks like TCN are full control of the game once again. Gold graph, XP graph, all in favor of them by about 5,000 to about 7,500, so a substantial lead, and we're only 13 minutes in the game. And look at W33 fake hooking all over the place.
I don't know what he's doing now, though. Maybe just goading it out, but Storm in quite a bit of trouble. Now uses the hook, and where's that Song of the Siren? Can't uses it. Gets a double, or gets a kill for his troubles. A ult flies, but there is no follow-up. And W33 just pretending to shoot a gun the entire time. And now, oh, Sonke, once again, you're in a heap of trouble. Arise is right there. No RP available, but a beautiful skewer all the way back. Sonke in such trouble. There is no hook shot coming out, however. Not available. No ags yet on that Clockwork. So unfortunate enough, Arise just didn't quite have an RP available there, but nonetheless, doing not too bad. And with this Blink Dagger, I mean, just making a lot of work happen. Arise has been all over the place.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Frieza! He's so close to that Blink Dagger again.
We just looked at him. That was like 4 minutes ago. He had no money.
Look at him. He's almost there. Oh. Okay, so just 100 gold away from that Blink Dagger.
There it is.
You gotta be kidding me. No, he needs a little bit more.
Yeah, but he's just gonna run out the clock on that one. Run home, regen up, get the blink, go about his day. And now we have a double damage Magnus with RP and everything available. I want to see some big plays in the mid.
And Zizu was doing pretty well as well with the point booster. Not too far away from his own Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, W33 once again playing a little bit of a hooky with that hook shot. Storm trying to battery assault before he can do a single thing, and there is no stomp coming out. Everybody getting away scot-free. Zizou, and this is really interesting to watch coming out of TCN. They've just let their supports go wherever they want, farm up the experience, the gold as best as they ever can. Zizou in a bit of trouble, in fact, a huge bit of trouble, pretty much guaranteed to die here. Trying to goad things out until somebody can come and help him, and he's going to play Ring Around the Rosie, it looks like. Can Sonke ever find him? And the RP gets there in time. Arise blinking all day long, trying to make sure that Zizou's death is absolutely for no... he doesn't die in vain, and Zizou finally does fall, but buying such an unbelievable amount of time there. You can always buy back and throw an AA ult as well. W33 once again all over Storm. Freezer right on top of Huntsman. Beautiful ward trap. W33 just going right for Storm every day. And this is the space that Leon... This is as much space as this man could ever want.
Oh yeah, so TCN are playing magnificently. Everyone's getting farm, everyone's getting the items. Even the supports are getting like solo kills, individual kills.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know what to say. Like, so far in this finals, I know this is a terrible thing to say, but I feel like Mongols have been outclassed by TCN. It just feels like the two teams are not on the same playing field. I know I'm a bad person for saying this, but TCN, their performance is astounding. Like the kind of pickoffs they're getting, the kind of kills, teamwork that they're showing us has improved significantly over the past few weeks. Before, they were always a strong team, but they didn't feel like they were playing as a team, but a collective of really talented individual players. And at mid, Masquerade.
Oh, baby, Arise with the money skewer once again. Actually getting stunned there himself. Doesn't seem to matter, and now just running away. Oh my word, the plays coming out of these folks is just ridiculous. Faceless Void, he hasn't even shown up. He doesn't even need to. Wait until he can contribute something, has a Mask of Madness, and has a Maelstrom. Then I'm sure we'll see his faceless kind of area. But still, able to just do whatever he wants. And now W33, look how far forward he is. He's up against 3 heroes. He doesn't even care. Goes in. There's the RP on 3. AL to follow. Freezer absolutely melting everybody. Macropyre doing its job. Not quite enough. And there's a full team wipe. Everybody dead. There's the GG. Holy shit.
Alright, nothing to say. Lion's still trying to farm up. He's like, what am I farming for? My team doesn't need me.
Oh my god. So, there you have it, everybody. TCN to a rousing goddamn finale there. Absolutely destroying the Mongols, especially in that last game. Just the teamwork, the plays, the individual talent coming out of those players was just ridiculous. Look at Arise. He's got 10 kills.